Hi there, Smart Drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you tonight about toll bridges and border crossings. And we'll give you some information, techniques, and tips about how to do all of that safely so you're not impeding traffic and you're minimizing your border crossings. Stick around. We'll be right back with that information. Hi there, Smart Drivers. Welcome back. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you tonight about tolls, toll booths, toll roads, bridges, those types of things, and we're going to talk to you about border crossings. So we'll give you some information about all of that so you can get across these things and through the tolls. Yeah, and minimize the risk with all of that. So if you people are here, if you're just tuning in to the live stream tonight, be sure to let us know where you're tuning in from in the world. So Tommy's here. Tanmoy is here. Thank you very much for your compliment there, Tanmoy. That's awesome. If you don't live on the eastern seaboard of the United States or you don't cross the border as a rule, you're going to find it a bit daunting the first couple of times you do it. And I do remember that I was actually fortunate enough that when I started going across the border in the truck, I had another driver that was with me, so I wasn't completely alone and didn't have to figure it out on my own. So, okay, first thing I'm going to tell you, I did get the winter driving course up over at the Smart Drive Test website, and you can see the link right below the PowerPoint presentation here. So, for those of you who are new to Smart Drive Test, my name is Rick August. I started the YouTube channel about 3 years ago, and as some of you know, I was a truck driver in the 1990s. I became a licensed driving instructor in 1997, so I've been a licensed commercial driving instructor since 1997 with an expertise in air brakes. I got my doctorate in legal history in 2006. And roll down your windows on both sides. If you have passengers in the back of the vehicle, make sure you roll down that window as well, and roll down your window. Open the trunk, because they're going to look in the trunk, especially if it's American border crossing officials. Take off your sunglasses, and when you get up to the booth, shut off your engine so you can talk to them as well. Just sort of think of the border crossing official who's standing there in the toll booth for 2 or 3 hours, and every vehicle that comes up is sitting there running. There's a lot of pollution around, so it kind of reduces the irritation with the official, and as well, they don't have to yell over you, especially if you're driving a diesel truck or something that's got a loud engine on it. Make sure you shut your engine off and keep your hands on the steering wheel in plain sight. And as well, when you're approaching the toll booth, make sure that you obey all the speed signs and those types of things, like a commercial driver. So we're talking a transport truck was saying that the toll to go across the George Washington now is like upwards of $100 US. And I know as a Canadian that you take great umbrage in paying tolls. Yes, Janet, when you go to Google will tell you whether you're taking a ferry, whether you're taking toll roads, those types of things. So if you use Google, it will give you that information and tell you whether there's a toll bridge, a toll road, or there's a ferry or whatnot. And you can also, I know also on Google that you can use the option to route you around those toll roads and whatnot. Yeah, Matt, you hate tolls? A minute, I want to address a question from a smart driver on the Twitter channel here. And essentially what's happening is the cars are coming out of the parking lot here and they're trying to make a left-hand turn across a multi-lane road. Last March break, my 2 kids and I, and as many of you may or may not know, I'm a single dad, and I've got 2 young kids. And we were going down to Washington State to help Jen get her license. I was doing an evaluation for her because she had low vision, and me, being in a hurry and 4,000 things on the go, forgot to get the letter from their mom saying that I could take my kids into the States, because oftentimes border officials, if you've got 2 young children and you're by yourself without the other parent, are thinking that you're taking off and absconding with the children. So goofy me end up at American Customs, the border crossing in Washington State. Were we in Washington State? Or did we go through Penticton? We went through Penticton. So we end up at the border. Of course, I don't have the letter. And the border official says to me, he says, you need to go inside. We go inside, and I talk to the customs official, and, yes, sir, no, sir, what are you doing in the States? And I said to the official that I was going down to shoot a YouTube video. Of course, well, then this gets into Hollywood and all of these types of questions and whatnot. And it came down to one thing after another, which was all kind of funny. And the kid's mom wasn't in the country at the time either. She was overseas somewhere. So we couldn't just call her and have her confirm that in fact the kids were with me and I had her permission to take them into the United States. But I did have their passports, so there was that. I just didn't have the letter. And so the border official says to me, "Can I inspect your vehicle?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Here's the key." And so the border official goes out to the car, looks through the car, inspects the car and those types of things, and comes back in. And she says to me, "You realize there's empty beer cans under the driver's seat?" And I know how bad that seems. It really does. But I looked at it, I said to her, the kids and I collect beer cans to save money to go to Disney. And we've been doing this for years. 3 or 4 years we've been collecting beer cans to go to Disney. And what happened, and the kids would pick them up. We were out somewhere in a parking lot or something like that. And I just throw them in the car. Well, unfortunately, 2 or 3 of them got underneath the driver's seat and didn't get dug out. So winter driving course is $10 for the first 100 people that enroll in the course. So click down the link there and head over there and sign up for the winter driving course, and we'll see if we can get the payment figured out for you there. Okay, so thank you again for everybody that showed up. If you passed a road test in the last week, congratulations. And if you have one coming up, good luck on your road test. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great night. Bye now.